Lightroom masking is probably one of my favourite tools with inside Lightroom, allowing you to create local adjustments to really enhance your photos. The problem is, you're limited by the masks that Lightroom have got. Or are you? Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can create your own custom and complex masks with inside Lightroom. And I'm going to start right now. Now, inside Lightroom, you've actually got 3 different ways you can create your own custom complex mask. And that's when we combine different masks together. You can either add, subtract, or intersect. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you all 3. So let's start off talking about add. This is where we can combine 2 different masks of your choice together, or as many as you want. And I'll give you an example. Let's take this photo here as an example. What I want to do is to emphasize the headlights. Now, you probably could create a radial gradient and then copy the settings and then add it again, but we can actually apply it to the same mask if we use the add tool to create a custom mask. So let's head over to our mask tool. I'm going to go ahead, create new mask, and then go down to radial gradient. And what I'm going to do is just select the left-hand side bus here. So I'm going to hold down shift, so I've got a nice perfect circle. Then what I might do is just increase the exposure slightly. I might increase the shadows, as well as I like going down to texture, dropping down by -10, -20 for clarity, and -20 for dehaze. We've got this nice hazing effect. Now what I want to do is apply this to the right-hand side headlight. Now, instead of creating a brand new mask, this time I'm going to go ahead and click add. Then I'm going to go down to radial gradient and then simply create a gradient on the right-hand side. So on the same mask, mask 1, we've got a left and right. So as you can see, the add mask is really helpful when you want to combine 2 masks together, or if you want to create 2 of the same mask and create an effect similar to this. And subtract works in a similar way, but in reverse. Instead of adding to a new mask, we can actually subtract from an original mask. And this is really helpful when you're wanting to cut out an object or not have an object actually being affected by your main mask. So take this photo as an example. We've got these lovely light trails, but we've got the telephone box in front of those light trails. So I want to add a glow effect to the light trails without affecting the telephone box. You could use the brush tool, but I could spend a lot of time trying to cut it out. So let's go ahead and actually subtract a mask from a brush. So what I'm going to do is go to my mask tool. I'm going to go ahead and create new mask. This time I'm going to go ahead and create a brush mask. I'm going to go ahead and increase my size a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click as our starting point. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a nice big mask. I'm going to create a nice large brush. What I'm going to do is hold down shift and then click again. What that will do is actually match both of those points together, creating this kind of cone-shaped mask here. And then what I'm going to do is head down to my texture, drop that down by -10, -20 for clarity, and -20 for dehaze. I'm also going to go to my temperature here. I'm going to reduce that down by -20, and I'm also going to increase the saturation by 25. And then I'm also going to brighten it up slightly as well. Really, adding a little bit more glow to those light trails. The problem is it's now affecting the telephone box. Now, you could technically just brush it out using the brush tool, but I think there's a better way. The telephone box is predominantly dark. So what we can do is subtract all of the dark areas from our mask. And that's what we're going to do. So with our mask selected, we're going to go to subtract this time, and then you can select a range of masks. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and select luminance range. Now we know this is dark, so I'm just going to go ahead and select the shadows, for example. Go ahead and click. And now if I go show overlay, you can see that the mask has been subtracted where the shadows are. Now what we can actually do is go in and refine our mask a little bit further. So we can refine our luminance mask, because it's only affecting the parts that we want to. So for example, do something like so. So now we've got this awesome glow effect, if I go back to my edit panel, without it affecting any of the shadows, basically removing it from that telephone box. So the subtract one is probably the one that I use most. It's incredibly helpful, especially when I create a big mask and subtract a small section. And lastly, we've got intersect, and it's the one that most people are confused about. And I'll quickly show you a diagram of each 3 of these masks and how they interact with each other. If we're going to add 2 masks together, treat these masks like boxes, you can see that we're creating a larger combined box. When we subtract a box from one box, you can see we're creating a cutout. But when we intersect 2 boxes together, it's only where those 2 boxes are overlaid is where our new mask will appear. So think of it like a cutout of a cutout. It's a really helpful tool, especially when you only want to affect or localize an area of your photo. So for example, if you only want to affect the top part of your photo, but only the bright part of the top part of our photo. And that's how the intersect mask works. So let's take this photo as an example. What I want to do is to basically only affect the top half of our image and make the trees a little bit more green. Now, there's two ways we could do this, but the best way is to use the intersect mask. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head over to my mask tool. I'm going to create new mask, and this time I'm just going to go ahead and create linear gradient. And I'm going to go ahead and just select the top part of our image here. So something that looks a little bit like so. You could also use a radial gradient also. Now what I want to do is to only affect the green part within this mask that we've just created. So for this, go to your mask that you've just made, go to the three dots and then go down to where it says intersect mask with. And again, we've got a range of masks that we can choose from. I'm going to go ahead and choose color range in this example. Then all you'll need to do is I'm just going to turn off show overlay. You want to go ahead and select a nice bright part of our image. So I'm going to go ahead and select this green that you can see here. Now you can see we've got this new overlay. So now if I show overlay, you can see that only the green part of the top part of our image has been selected. And again, we can refine that a little bit further if that's something you want to do. And then we can go ahead and change anything you want. So for example, I want to make it a little bit more green. So I'm going to go for -25 in the tint. I'm also going to brighten it up a little bit as well. I might go for 0.25 of a stop, as well as I'm also going to go to my curve here. I'm going to go to my green part, go ahead and increase that a little bit as well. Then I might add a little bit of yellow into those colors as well, so it doesn't look so fake. And as you can see, now we've affected just the green parts of our trees without affecting the rest of our photo. So as you can see, add, subtract, and intersect are incredibly useful for basically creating your own custom complex mask, and something I highly recommend doing. And as a professional photographer, I do this all the time. Thank you to all of my YouTube members that are currently supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel and get some awesome perks, including free Lightroom presets, make sure to go ahead to the link in the description. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys next week.